You liked. We've responded. Coming up on the PHLY Eagles podcast, Marquise Hollywood Brown is a bird. EJ's here. Will he follow through? Fran's here. Sláinte. Top of the afternoon to you, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from the Xfinity studio and presented by our friends at Ashley and Bet365. Wulf, Fran Duffy, and EJ Smith. We're here talking birds, lots to discuss, but we do need to begin the show today by apologizing profusely to the likes of Conan and all of you, our dear Irish sickos. Probably not the episode you're going to want to listen to. But I do think the Irish among you can appreciate a man is only as good as his word. And so, drink up. EJ, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Unlike you, I haven't been practicing my Irish accent. It's going to be really tough for me today. It's going to be all over the place.
Fran, I think you're going to need a bit of a higher usage rate compared to EJ than in normal episodes.
I'm not going to be here for this whole episode. I'm very disappointed in everybody at home. 400 likes on that video. We better get 800 likes on this one. I have to deal with for the next hour.
I agree with you. I thought 400 likes would have been a lofty goal for our
Yours
audience.
is so bad it's bringing me out of my own.
Get used to it. You can't complain about my accent for the next hour. It can't happen. I won't do
it. All right. Oh my God. We do need to talk a little bit about some birds news. We had the emergency podcast earlier. Fran, Marquise Hollywood Brown has landed in Philadelphia. We're also going to talk about the draft and the ways in which perhaps the Eagles' expectations have shifted in terms of their priorities after what's happened in the first week of free agency. But let's focus in on Marquise Hollywood Brown here first. You've had about 90 minutes since we last talked to unpack it. Any other thoughts?
I thought it was 30.
No, I think that to me, the way I look at this edition is you needed another player to put alongside Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown if A.J. Brown was going to remain here in Philadelphia. If A.J. Brown does not remain in Philadelphia, obviously you're going to need more help in that receiving core. I look at this the way, if you want to think to Eagles offenses of years past, certainly the Quez Watkins of you could think of Quez Watkins and his impact as a field stretcher, right? I think of some of the other offenses where Sean Mannion and that tree have come from. You think of the way that Sean McVay uses Tutu Atwell in that offense, where you're going to get a lot of the jet sweep action. You're going to get a lot of the horizontal stretch in that way, right? So you'll be able to do all the wide receiver screens, anything to try and keep defender stressed out towards the sideline. And then you also have the vertical stretch element where it's those 3-level stretch concepts where you're creating space underneath in the intermediate area of the field for those deep crossers, for those deep digs. And so the way I look at it, I think that the addition certainly makes sense. And now it's going to be a matter of, okay, what is the final picture of this receiving core? What does it finally look like by the time we get to training camp in July? And then we can kind of sort out this pecking order. But I like the addition. I think it makes a lot of sense. The price point makes sense. So, yeah, I like the addition overall.
My expectations is that he won't be making that much money. I mean, up to 6.5, my guess is it's really more like 3 or something like that.
I think your rating is correct there.
All right.
The rating?
Rating? It's not going to change.
All right. Let's spin it now to On the Clock, presented by our friends at Ashley, who no doubt are very excited about the way that today's episode is turning out. Fran, the conceit of the question we want here is, how much do you think the expectations that we have had for what the Eagles' priorities might be come the draft have changed based on the way?
I can't even look at you. I have to look straight ahead the entire episode, I think.
The first week or so of the league year has played out. So, in other words, no AJ Brown trade yet. Do you think that changes whether or not they push a wide receiver up the board? What position do you think has changed the most?
In terms of changed the most, I think where I kind of land is obviously you're going to put pass rusher up a little bit further up in the pecking order. I think safety is certainly up in the pecking order, depending on how you view Michael Carter and the potential of a Cooper DeJean move up. Outside of that, I don't think I'm moving anything else up. I think I look at AJ Brown. I don't feel any different now than I did 3 weeks ago in terms of his movement. I do think that it's probably more likely that he's not here than he is. But I honestly won't. I don't think I'm going to believe it until we get to training camp. Oh yeah, he's here. And so to me, I look at wide receiver as certainly a big need. I look at pass rusher. I look at safety. But long term, offensive line is such a huge. So they've got 4 picks in the first 2 days, the first 3 rounds of the draft. 3 of those first 4, I would expect to be on the offensive side. Whether you're talking tight end, wide receiver, offensive line, some kind of combination of those 3 positions.
It does stand out that the Eagles have not targeted any offensive linemen in free agency so far. They have touched on other positions, but on the offensive line, they are still relatively thin at swing tackle and on the interior of the offensive line, which maybe will make them prioritize that in the draft.
To me, you've thrown me off so much.
I can stop if you want. If you'd like me to stop, I could stop.
I mean, it's up to whether you're a man of your word or not. The biggest change for me, as far as I'm concerned, is now that they've signed Riq Woolen, this idea that they might draft a corner early. Get out of it. I mean,
yes,
no chance in the world.
Yep.
Right. I mean, I would be blown away.
Yeah.
You can't change your board, but that would be shocking. And I remain thinking offense will be the priority, but I do think you're right with Jaylen Phillips gone. You can understand why an edge in round 1 might actually make some sense.
Yeah, and look, it's a really good safety class this year, and if you get to 23 overall and there was a huge run on tackles before your pick, and you don't love the receivers that are available. Kenyon Sadiq is gone, but 2 of the top 3 safeties are still there, and they are a tier ahead of everybody else. Would that shock me? Yeah, it would be a little surprise, but I wouldn't say it's non-zero. Just because of the way that this draft could play out. It's a really interesting discussion point in this draft, league-wide, not just with the Eagles, but in terms of where the top talent is. It is at the non-premium positions. And so there's going to be a lot of those debates in all 32 rooms.
You mentioned Sadiq, and I think we'll unpack this after the break, but the way that the tight end positions played out for the Eagles this offseason, it feels a bit Howie to make a move up for Sadiq.
Well, it needs to make it. Well, we could talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to.
We'll unpack it after. All right, that'll close the book on the clock, presented by our friends at Ashley. EJ, I'm curious, what did your wife think about the conceit for today's episode and what you're going to have to do?
She agreed with me that it was very disappointing that the sickos that's really Australian, the sickos that I've defended in the past, when you've ridiculed them for not liking the video, it's very Australian again. I just keep going back to Australian. There's no defending them now. You see what they're capable of. They need to do better on a daily basis.
The question's been posed in the chat, and I do think it's fair. Is there a number to make you stop doing the accent?
100 likes on this video?
No, it's got to be 400 again.
No,
at the very least.
No,
it's got to be 400.
No.
If you're a man of your word, you're committed to
115 likes on this video can get me to stop. That's the number.
Listen, like the great Brendan Gleeson in Banshees of Inisherin, I think you're underestimating my commitment to the bit.
That's your commitment. It's not my commitment.
You're a weakling.
Yes, I agree. 115
All
likes
right,
on this
let's-
video, and I'll stop.
Let's take a break. I think 400's the number.
No.
We need them risen up a bit. But we've got much to discuss here. Will we be able to make it through the rest of the episode?
Probably not.
Will Fran will Fran just leave? Stay tuned to find out. Any Philly fan worth their salt knows you never leave early. Whether that's a late December punt in the Meadowlands, a 3-0 Stanley Cup semifinal hole, or a Windy City wildcard showdown. But now, thanks to our friends at Bet365's early payout offer, leaving early's never been easier or safer. If your team's riding goes up 10 points at any point in the game, Bet365 will pay out your bet right there on the spot. Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the app today. Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the app today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please gamble responsibly. Must be present in Pennsylvania. $10 minimum deposit required. Bonus bet wager excluded from returns. New customers only. 21 and older. Time limits, minimum odds, and terms and conditions apply. In-app only. Void where prohibited. Once again, Bet365, where winning is everything. You ever have one of those days where you're moving around nonstop, and all of a sudden you've realized you've not eaten? Well, that's where our friends at Wawa come in. And you've also got a great deal there. Wawa now has $5 deals all day. And honestly, I've lost it. I've gone British. Makes life easier. The $5 big breakfast meal deal, where not only do you get a sizzly and any size hot or iced coffee, but you get that hash brown. You got the potatoes. That's right. That's a full morning win for $5, available from 5 to 11 a.m. And in the afternoon, you get the roasted chicken sandwich or a crispy chicken sandwich created your way, starting again at just $5. You've even got a new teriyaki recipe for a limited time. So start your day strong and fuel up whenever you need with Wawa's $5 deals. Limited time. Exclusions apply. See wawa.com for details. Gotta have a Wawa. All right, we're back on the PHLY Eagles Podcast. Bo, Fran, and EJ.
I can't believe you did it for the ad reads, too.
I can.
I'm a man of my word.
I can believe
Let's get
it.
to the super chats. Frank Barber coming in early says Bo Wulf Tone and EJ Crikey Mate Smith. Claire's in. Says, lads, you have made my whole week. Keep up the excellent accents. Cheers.
No.
Slancho that you, Claire. Bobby Myers says, I feel obligated to outbid to make the accent stop. It's up to you, but over my dead body. Killer Cows in the chat says, what's up with Fran's accent? Why you sound so different? And do you think Mr. Belvedere pulverizing his potatoes contributed to the famine? Frank Barber. Steve Irwin is rolling in his grave over EJ's accent.
No arguments here.
And Musa. Bo, how'd you feel about the King of England? Down with the King, I think, you know.
Lindsay,
I'd like to get him in a
can
room.
we get a poll on whether or not I can stop at 115 likes?
We already
thought
agreed
it's,
that it's not 115. We said
400.
400.
We need
We're
a
not
poll.
gonna get.
You
to
better,
115
I mean, you're going to have to call everybody in your phone
115?
book.
We're already at
We're at
109.
110.
almost
We're at
there.
110. Yeah, I haven't
You've got
refreshed.
no chance. All right. Kenyon Sadiq. Let's discuss this possibility because we know Tower of Terror.
Unique New York.
We know Howie Roseman loves a splash, loves an impact. There's a bit of Saquon Barkley to the way I feel about Kenyon Sadiq
Okay.
as far as he's concerned, in terms of in a draft when there might not be high-end talent at the premium positions. As you've said, if this is the guy who can be an impact player at a non-premium position, do you think the Eagles would be interested in moving up, which it would probably require?
The thing is that's really interesting about Kenyon Sadiq is that there are conflicting feelings on whether or not it would require a move up or not. And this, it's, Daniel Jeremiah just dropped his latest mock draft a little before we went to air. He has the Eagles passing on Kenyon, Sadiq, him falling to San Francisco.
Really?
And that's not the first time that DJ has had him fall that far in the draft. Now, not everybody feels this way from an analyst standpoint, and even talking with people around the industry as well. In the last few days, like a lot of the thought is he might not get past the LA Rams at 13, but the LA Rams have also been connected to players like Mekhi Lemon. It's like, oh, Mekhi Lemon's not going to fall past the Rams at 13. Well, one of those guys is probably going to fall past the Rams at 13. So depending on who you believe, that may dictate whether or not Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon, is available for the Eagles. Because that's the other thing too. When you look through the rest of the middle of the first round, there aren't a lot of like soft landing spots for Sadiq where it's like, oh yeah, like definitely pencil him in right here in this spot. Now, I would have said the same thing last year about Colston Loveland going to the Chicago Bears. That was a little surprising, him going 9 overall. They already paid Cole Kmet. Hey, they're probably okay. They don't need to spend that prime asset on that position, but they saw Cole Kmet they saw Colston Loveland rather as that needle mover at the position, a guy who could be an X factor for them. And so they make that call in the top 10. Now, could the same thing happen with Sadiq? I have a higher grade personally on Sadiq than I did to Colston Loveland a year ago. Not everybody's going to say it the same way, but I think that when you look at Sadiq, to me, like if he's available, I think that's a no-brainer. Now, it'll go against what do you think? How do you compare his grade to some of the other offensive linemen? I mentioned that DJ had the Eagles passing on Sadiq because he had them taking Caden Proctor, the left tackle from Alabama. So I would say that you absolutely could see them doing that. So yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting discussion over the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
If Proctor and Sadiq were there, what would you do if you were the Eagles?
That was your best one yet.
115 like. I think it's time.
You should have kept your mouth shut.
I have a higher grade right now on Proctor, but it really is because of what Proctor's upside is. Yeah, I have Proctor right now is my 11th player. Sadiq is my 13th player. But Proctor is a very volatile evaluation and projection because the ceiling is sky high. You don't have a lot of guys that are built the way that he is, that move the way that he is insanely powerful, a little bit raw as a pass protector still, but 3-year starter at Alabama. Run game is phenomenal. Pass protection is a bit shaky. He's had weight issues in the past. He's been up near 400 pounds at certain times in his career. But again, like you wouldn't know it necessarily by how he moves. So the physical tools are phenomenal, but there's obviously a little bit of boom bust there. With Sadiq, you get the positional value aspect of it. I feel great about the eval with Kenyon Sadiq. So, that would be a tough call.
It does feel like Sadiq is sort of like the guy for Eagles fans in the draft this year, like the most interesting person. So there's a question in the chat. I'm curious about how does your grade for Sadiq compare to, I know you've had him over Loveland, but Ty Warren last year, Al Pitts, Brock Bowers of the past couple of years. Where does he sort of fit into that mold?
I'm going to...
I know it's going to take...
No, yeah, give me a sec. I would have him...
Brock Bowers is a great name to say.
Brock Bowers? Pretty good.
Power Hour with Brock Bowers.
All right, let's see here. All right.
And then I'll tell you what, I'll go through the other teams in the teens to talk about whether or not...
Yes, you do that. I'll
comparison for a tight end. I'll start at 10, Cincinnati. Feels like probably not.
No.
Would be a bit of a stretch.
They have to go defense, yeah.
Now, Miami at 11, I actually could see that.
They can't, man, with all of the...
They've got a lot, but like you're just out of premium player.
Yeah.
No, it's probably defense because they've got a defensive head coach.
And also their GM comes from Green Bay, and they have historically not invested in pass catchers. They usually say like we can wait to invest in pass catcher.
That's a good point. Dallas at 12.
I wouldn't completely rule them out.
Yeah.
I think that is a definite possibility.
I think that's on the table. Rams you've talked about. Ravens at 14. Having lost Likely and Kohler.
Yeah.
End of the Andrews era.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think that's possible. Bucks at 15. They've just paid Kid Otten. That's not going to happen.
Unlikely. Yep.
Jets at 16. Bit of a luxury.
Yeah, they just took Mason Taylor last year.
Lions at 17. They've got Laporta. That doesn't make sense.
No.
Vikings have paid Hawkinson, but he's a bit older.
Team that uses multiple tight ends.
Yeah, I could see the Vikings potentially.
That's possible. Panthers at 19. They've used pick equity on receivers,
Yeah.
but they don't have a tight end.
They don't have a needle-moving tight end. They've taken young players in the last few years at the position that have come in and have played some good football for them, but no one certainly to Sadiq's caliber.
Dallas again at 20. You'd think maybe you'd get to 19 then maybe.
Right.
Get ahead of them. Pittsburgh at 21. You could sort of see it, but it's not their type.
But do you think that the Eagles are in a position to trade up picks, spend multiple picks to trade for a tight end?
Probably not.
I mean, they almost did it for a linebacker last year too.
I mean,
and we would not have said, oh yeah, they're gonna move up, and to the 20s to select a linebacker.
The two things that come to mind, I'm just gonna go normal for a minute. I want to get the point. The two things that come to mind. First thing is what you just said about the fact that they moved up for Jahad Campbell, or they were willing to move up even further for Jahad Campbell than they did, which I think speaks to sometimes Howie Roseman doesn't feel like he has a full 32 first round graded players in the first round, so you move up to make sure you get one.
Yep.
The second thing, maybe you feel like Kenyon Sadiq is the type of needle-moving player in a championship window that's worth leveraging future picks for. Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry.
The fact they've got 3 day 2 picks, a 2 and 2 3s, I think it's possible they'd move up.
Yeah.
Certainly
not using future capital.
Certainly they'd part with a 3,
right?
Which maybe only gets you up 2 or 3 spots. But I think that's possible.
Sure.
I do agree, though. I mean, for all the reasons we've talked about, offensive line still makes the most sense. But this is it's sort of the splash that Howie could make.
I have a higher grade on Sadiq than I had on Tyler Warren and Colston Lovin from last year. I had a higher grade on Pitts. I had a higher grade on Bowers. But that's it. In recent years, in the last several.
And despite the fact that he ran this eye-catching 40 and he's billed as an athletic marvel.
Which he is, yep.
You do believe he brings a lot to the table as a blocker as
well. And again, it would be the blocking in terms of getting up on the linebacker, pick off a safety at the second level. Like he tries to bury defenders, when he's out in space, second and third level. He's not going to line up against defensive ends, and you're going to run power behind him each and every play. Like he can do it at times, but I enjoy him as a blocker, and he's not going to tip your hand if he's out there. Oh, it's pass. Like you can play with him, you can run with him on the field.
Do you think the resources would make sense, EJ, given paying Dallas Goedert to come back?
I do. Every tight end on the roster right now is on a 1-year contract. Kenyon Sadiq is a long-term addition. I think it makes a lot of sense.
All right, how many targets are you putting on it?
To move up?
Just to draft him in general.
Oh, to draft him? 30. I was going to say 25.
I mean,
33.
I'm thinking
33.
8.
Yeah.
8 or 9.
30.
All right. You're going to win then.
30.
All right.
I feel like a loser.
There you go. Kenyon
like
Sadiq.
Liverpool.
What?
Liverpool aren't losers. They say I sound Scouse, which might be true. Liverpool.
I'm totally lost. I don't know where you're coming from.
150 likes is enough.
Starting to think that might be right.
Yes, we're almost there.
All right, let's take our next break here on the PHLY Eagles
Please
Podcast.
like the video.
Let us know your favorite part of EJ's accent in the comments. We'll be back on the other side talking Eagles just a wee bit. Ashley's anniversary sale is going on right now, and there are some huge deals you don't want to miss. You can get a king mattress. Down with the king, but you can get a king mattress for the price of a queen on select Ashley sleep mattresses, or take advantage of no interest until March of 2031 on top bedding brands. Great deals, including offers of just $64 a month for 60 months on a furniture and pieces you love. Head in store or visit ashley.com to shop the anniversary sale today. Think about these fanciful dreams. Like, what if you could have Wi-Fi that was reliable and intelligent? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? So much can change in 5 years. Your voice can change. And yet, you'll lock in the same price for great internet with our friends at Xfinity and their 5-year price guarantee. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment. It's all included. Take it from me. A lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won. Records are broken. Dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and the price should stay put. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Ashley's anniversary sale is going on right now, and there are some huge deals you don't want to miss. You can get a king mattress for the price of a queen on select Ashley sleep mattresses, or take advantage of no interest until March of 2031 on top bedding brands. And it doesn't stop there. During the anniversary sale, you can shop incredible deals across the store, including offers starting at just $64 a month for 60 months. Head in store, visit ashley.com to shop the anniversary sale today. We're back on the PHLY Eagles podcast.
2 more likes, please. I'm begging you. Put me out me
He's
misery.
down on bended knee.
Please.
Close up on Fran, the man who's reconsidering all his life's choices.
One more.
He could be doing guys right now.
It's true.
Oh, we had it.
You thought you were free?
I thought so.
All right, what you boys make of the Jaylen Waddle trade from an Eagles perspective?
Did you really think that both guys, AJ Brown, Jaylen Waddle, on the market, you think that Waddle gets less than AJ?
AJ's a better player.
AJ's a better player. Great. Yeah. If we're playing a game tomorrow, I'd rather have AJ Brown. But I don't know. I think he's younger. Is Jaylen?
He's younger.
He's younger.
AJ
right?
is about 16 months older.
More wear and tear, like in terms of
More
like
injury
3 years
concerns
from now. Yeah,
with
3 years
AJ.
from now, what are you getting? Yeah.
But AJ is more of an impactful player than Waddle.
I think there's a bit of a leverage issue as well. Teams know that,
Sure. Yeah. No
you know,
question.
AJ Brown wants out.
Mm-hmm.
150.
Speed always plays.
I can be normal again. No, we hit 150. That's all I need.
You think Waddle goes for more?
Yeah, I don't know.
Paid Waddle a year earlier too, I believe.
I think you're probably paying both regardless, right? You're probably redoing contracts either way.
AJ, I'm not sure you have to redo it.
No?
I mean, it's a pretty new deal. He's still toward the top of the market.
Yeah.
I think AJ, so it was basically the equivalent of what, the 24th overall pick, the Waddle trade. You get a 1, a 3, and then a 4th round pick swap. I think if you're the Eagles and your asking price is a 1st and a 2nd for AJ, yeah, you feel good about that Waddle compensation. I think AJ goes for a tick more than Waddle. Certainly not less than Waddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. What do you agree?
I think if you're Howie, you don't accept less than Waddle.
Right.
Like if it's not
Right.
worth trading him for any less than that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unless it's just an untenable situation.
Yeah, and I could be wrong. I don't think it's like, again, I don't think that there's not a pathway back for AJ to play for the Eagles this year. And for that reason, yeah, if you're Howie, you're not taking less than Waddle just went for. That's actually why I've gone lower on my turkeys, on like how much, like I probably am just slightly under being convinced that AJ is traded at this point because I'm not sure that they'll get that compensation. But again, the fact that the Broncos just paid it sets the market, I think, in a way that's favorable for the Eagles.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that if you are the Eagles, like speaking from the Eagles end of it, it is unfortunate that another potential suitor is now off the market, you know, with Denver making this deal.
Yeah.
And obviously Miami is not making that deal for you. So it's not like you're replacing one with the other. I think I'd still be surprised if you were an Eagle by the time I got to camp.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I put it at like 47 turkeys or something yesterday.
That was me. You went over. You think he's going to be back.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was saying the inverse. What was I at? Like 54 that he's back?
Something.
Okay, so I was 46 that he's gone.
I think you were higher than that, but
I don't remember.
Feels like a long time ago.
I mean, just the quality of
Honestly.
the production, though. I mean,
Yeah, it's not
Waddle's
close.
he's had
Yeah.
only 1 year in his career better than AJ's worst season.
Mm-hmm. My guess is
He's got
that,
a bad quarterback, I get, but like,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
AJ at his peak is one of the best 3 to 5 receivers in the NFL.
No question.
What's Waddle? Top 10, top 15 at his best?
I don't think he's ever been a top 10.
No, I'm saying when he's like at his best.
Right.
Not even top 10, I think.
Yeah, top 15.
He makes sense as a fit for that offense because
No
of
question.
the things they like to do. He brings the speed, but yeah, I mean, there can't be more than 2 teams in the league that would rather have him than AJ Brown.
I think the question that teams are going to have with AJ Brown is 2 years from now, what is he going to look like? 3 years from now, what is he going to look like?
That is fair.
And I
That's
don't know.
probably
I
part
don't
of the
know that
hang-up.
you're having the. I think that's definitely part of the hang up.
Yeah, but I still think it'll always come down to the Patriots and what they're willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're the Patriots, you're not happy with the price the Broncos just paid. Especially because they just strengthened in the AFC.
Yep.
Which creates urgency. They took a wide receiver off the board in the trade market.
That's actually a really good point.
And again, I think they're the ones that are going to be the most. They were the ones that were already going to be the most desperate to get AJ.
If you are Howie Roseman, that's probably if you're having back and forths with Vrabel and Elliott Wulf, it's the Bills got DJ Moore. The Broncos have added Jaylen Waddle. I know EJ, this guy EJ Smith on the PHLY Eagles podcast thinks that Romeo Doubs is a number 1 receiver, but let's be real here.
we were doing so well. No, I never said Romeo Doubs is the number 1. I think Romeo Doubs is a good number 2. If you have Romeo Doubs and AJ Brown, then you feel good about your receiving core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. You think a wide receiver's possibility for the Eagles in the first 2 rounds?
No question. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a new mock draft here soon. I don't know how the board's going to fall when I do the exercise, but wide receiver is absolutely going to be front of mind for me.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to have a mock draft later this week. I'd probably be...
He's coming in ahead of you. He's flexing on you.
Well, I was trying to decide.
Different types of mock
I was
drafts.
going to ask. Well, no, and I was going to ask you this anyway. Do you think it's better for me to release late in the week, or do I go early next week?
You should go early next week.
Early next week.
Not just because that means I get mine up earlier. I think...
Right. I was thinking early next week, too. That's what I was leaning.
I'll
First
probably...
round? 2 rounds?
Yeah, I'll probably have them go on O-line wide receiver in the first 2 rounds.
Maybe I'll do a 2-rounder.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a 2-rounder. I've got
teams?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All 32.
So they're
National
different.
guy.
You led me down the path of thinking like, oh, did I just step on Fran's Eagles only mock draft? I'm not doing Eagles only mock drafts. They're different.
I'm going to do a 7-rounder in April.
Ugh.
In early April. That's a full day plus exercise.
At least.
Yeah, it's a full day
Damn.
plus.
God bless
I won't
you.
be in that day.
You won't be anywhere that day.
No.
All right. Other positions we were sort of touching on in terms of the impact from the draft. Safety, like, is there a round that is like could you expect a 3rd rounder in this draft to come in and start right away?
Yeah, there are a couple guys I think that you could get in the 3rd round that I think could come in and start, like what Makuba did last year as a late 2. He was a late 2, right? Yeah, late 2. The first one that comes to mind would be AJ Halsey from LSU. Played at 3 different schools. Was at New Mexico State for his first 2 years. Then went to Houston. Then went to LSU. So 4 years. Very productive on the ball in all 4 years. He's got really good ball skills. The zone awareness is very strong, very much like what we talked about with Makuba a year ago. He's a big kid. He's 215 pounds, can come downhill and defend the run, but again, very competent playing on the back end as well. I think he would be a good fit as a top-down player in this defense. And then when I'm looking at the rest of the safety board, like I said, it's a good class overall. I think that there would be elements of Zakee Wheatley's game that they would like, the safety from Penn State. One guy I think is worthy of bringing up as well is Bud Clark from TCU.
It's a recent one for you.
Yeah, and so he's a player that I first did back in like early October. He's a 6th-year senior, so he was, I knew like, all right, he's going to be in this draft. Let's do a couple games. I did a couple games, and I liked the play style, but he's small. He's south of 190 pounds. He's 6'1". So he's like 6'1", 190. So he's built almost like a corner. He's had really good ball production over the course of his career, but I didn't see an elite athlete. And so I'm like, all right, he's not an elite athlete at that size. I had some questions about how is he going to be able to hold up as an everyday starter. So I go down to the Senior Bowl, And he was one of the best defensive players in Mobile. I thought he was awesome throughout the course of the week. And he's a juice guy. Like if you're in the stands, like you just felt his presence every day. He absolutely brings that. He's the guy that when I was listening to him at the podium at the combine, he said trash talk is an art form, and I'm very fluent in it. So that's Bud Clark. I thought he had a good workout at the combine as well. He's a high character. The coaches love him. Teammates love him. Scouts rave about the off field. So to me, when I look at Bud Clark, I say probably like a 3rd, 4th round pick. And he's probably the cutoff if I'm looking at like day one starter capability. And I was 6th-year senior. He better come. You kind of want that. It's the Ty Robinson conversation.
How many
to an extent.
players deep is that?
6. Now, there are other guys that I think have starting upside, but in terms of like who I would say like, oh yeah, I can count on this guy to come in and be an every down player right away, that would probably be the cutoff for me.
Bud Clark would scare me with Andrew Makuba. Like you'd have like the smallest safety pairing in the NFL.
Yeah.
Is there a guy that is like physical presence, multi-year starter? Because that's the other thing is, it feels like you'd want an experienced player next to Makuba. Not just because Makuba's younger, but he's also a risk taker. Like, is there a player that you think, actually that would be a good fit next to Makuba?
Well, that was the thing is the Makuba played a lot of ball too. He was a 4-year starter, 3 years at Clemson, 1 year at Texas. Bud Clark has 45 starts under his belt. Like he's played a lot of ball. And when you look at some of the other guys as well, I mean, one guy that comes to mind would be Traden Stukes from Arizona. He's got 36 starts. Deshaun Singleton from Nebraska, 30 starts. A lot of these guys are pretty battle tested. Jacoby Thomas from Miami, 30 starts. Michael Taft, 36 starts.
I was going to ask you, you're lower on Taft than the consensus, right?
I think I'm probably right around consensus.
Okay.
I see him as kind of like a mid-round pick. The safety from Texas, 3-year starter, fairly instinctive. He can make plays on the ball. He's kind of similar to Bud Clark in that he's a little bit skinny. He came in 190 even, so he's under 6 foot. So he's a little bit of an undersized guy too.
So do you think I'm overstating the like physicality pairing with Makuba? You think that's actually something the Eagles would be concerned about? Like what type of, like, you think they want a bigger body next to Makuba? No,
because those guys get used so interchangeably. I don't think that would be the way they would look at it. I'm more concerned just having 2 young guys in that role. That's what concerns me. Not necessarily like the body type, more so like unless you just have a lot of faith that whoever you're going to draft is going to come in and be able to like carry that mantle, do a lot of the things that Reed did, or maybe Makuba is that guy. It's possible that they view Makuba as that guy too.
Yeah.
For a very long time, the Eagles never used an early round pick on a safety.
Right.
I'm very wary of Howie's. I would be very surprised if he plans
2 years
to fill it out in that room at a position that's very difficult to judge in the draft with 2 safeties when he knows it's been much easier with veterans.
So what are we going to do though?
I think it's okay to spend just a little bit of money on bottom of the barrel free agents.
Who's out there right now?
I think it's okay. I mean, Marcus Epps was fine last year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He was cut twice.
Yep.
I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. The problem is that requires Makuba really taking a leap.
I agree with the Marcus Epps point, and it's possible that they just say like, all right, we're going to roll with.
Especially if you've got 3 dynamite corners.
Yeah.
Right? In theory, that shouldn't be a difficult job.
Yeah, it's the Adoree Jackson, but at safety. And, it's you find a low-cost veteran that you feel okay about at that spot, and you hope that the rest of the secondary can kind of insulate them. I think it makes sense. But it's funny, like, the question you asked this morning when we were setting up the show is, like, who has the clearest path, or, like, what position is most likely to have a rookie starting week 1?
Mm-hmm.
And safety is the clearest path to that happening. If they draft a safety, you'd expect them to start. But
if it's a 5th rounder.
I don't know if I'd expect them to draft a safety that they want to start.
Well, and that's the thing. We were talking earlier about like, all right, well, I expect, and I think I don't want to speak for everybody, but it feels like we expect that a lot of their early picks are going to be on offense. There aren't clear paths to playing time. Certainly the starting jobs on offense. It's more like big picture, holistically. They need to start investing in terms of like ensuring like future roster health. Like get some young guys on the offensive side of the ball because all the money's going to get ready to go to defense in the next 2-3 years. We need to backfill. And so when I look at offensive line, like it's possible that the starting offensive line right now is the starting offensive line. Like what if they played a game tomorrow? Like that's the group. It's also possible that the receiver group is exactly the same. The tight end group is exactly so. If you draft, a tight end in the second round with an offensive lineman in the first round and a receiver in the third round, those guys aren't starters here this year, and so it's tough.
Yeah, it is. It's like I was going to ask you, are you surprised that we're talking about this? But it's March 17th.
Right.
You know, like a lot has to change between now and training camp. But at the same time, like, yeah, where is the path? Like, if you had to pick one position, I think, like, could the Eagles draft Caden Proctor and like put him above Tyler Steen at guard? Like, is that one that you think is actually realistic? I don't know. On offense, I probably
it's absolutely possible.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I probably think wide receiver is a little bit more likely. You draft one and then you start the game in 11, and he's one of the three on the field. But yeah, I think that offensive line's probably
in a world, a wide receiver makes sense. Tight end makes sense. You start in 12, right?
Yeah.
I do think right guard is possible. Edge is possible if it's a first or second round pick, right? And then safety is the last one. A linebacker's not coming in and a corner's not coming.
I actually don't know if edge would. Do you think they'd start a rookie edge over Jaylen?
Yeah, it's hard to see them starting, but I could see them going.
You're talking about playing about 60% of the snaps.
Yeah, it's funny because if you did the percentages, like most likely positions they'll target in the first round, edge is probably the highest on defense, but you wouldn't expect them to start.
No.
But you're playing.
You're playing. Yeah,
you're playing a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And by the way, you should not be judging a draft class by how many games they start as rookies.
Well, it's a good reminder that the short-term health of the roster is much different than the long-term needs, and the draft is for 100% the latter.
But there's also our conflicting viewpoints in every building in terms of I'm sure Nick Sirianni is probably feeling a little bit more urgency to get guys to come in and help me win games in 2026 than Howie Roseman might be, and but that's the way that it should be in every building. The GM should have that long-term view in mind.
Just thinking about safety again and the idea of using an early round pick on it. Howie's trotted out how well they've done in the draft the past few years, and he'll name check that we've got starters out of 12 or 13 picks, and the only one who hasn't hit is Sidney Brown. I think he knows, and it's part of why I'm surprised they took Makuba last year.
Yeah,
but I think he knows it's a very difficult position to draft, and I would not think that's a very good use of a pick.
And the other thing too, the long-term future for Vic Fangio. If you're going to pick a safety and say he's going to fit in the Vic Fangio scheme, if Vic Fangio's scheme is not in Philadelphia in 2027, that doesn't do you much good.
Yeah, I've said before, safeties are the most defensive coordinator dependent position.
I agree with that.
If you make a change there, all of a sudden you have a Sidney Brown that just completely doesn't fit. A really quick question for you, Fran, on the edge discussion. If they would go that route in the first round, I saw in Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft that Keldrick Falk made it all the way to 30.
Yes.
If he's there at 23, if Kenyon, Sadiq, and Keldrick Falk are there at 23?
I have a higher grade on Keldrick Falk, and it's a more premium position.
I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
It feels, listen, maybe they'll both make it that far, but I don't know. I think the Eagles would be very happy if they did.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting draft. I'm very excited for this draft. The first round is going to be fascinating because there's such wide varying opinions on a lot of players, and I think Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft is a good example of that, where there are guys you see go in the top 25, where you talk with people around the league or you talk with the different evaluator in the media and say I don't see that guy anywhere near that. So it's a fun draft in that way.
By the way, if you're interested in the draft and you want to watch Fran do some guys, we've got a great event coming up. There's probably a handful of tickets left available. Connor Barwin's going to be there for a meet and greet. Fran's film session right here by the studios. Next in Line Comedy, April 8th, 6 o'clock. Fran's excited about it.
Grab a
proceeds going to Make the World a Better Foundation.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
I got to say, your accent's getting better. This segment, I feel like you really have been locked in. Maybe it was me going back to normal.
I do think that helped.
It helped me, that's for sure.
It definitely helped. All I'm hoping for is one or two good sentences.
No, it was a good segment. I'm glad that I made
for all the people who are bagging on it in the comments. Here's my promise to you. If there are more than 3 negative comments underneath the video, I'm gonna do it again. So keep it to yourself. All right. Back with more on the other side here on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Fran, EJ, and myself. Been thinking about the great Irish boxers of all time. John Duddy, Jack Dempsey, even Irish Mickey Ward. Now, none of them are going to be at the Team Boxing League, but I bet you're going to find some great pugilists there. And you can root for the Philly Smoke on March 20th at the Fillmore. It's a rematch of last year's championship against the New York City Attitude. And if you don't know about Team Boxing League, it's great. It's not your typical boxing event. Fast, high energy, and built for fans. It's team versus team, non-stop action, and the crowd is right on top of it. You think big fight atmosphere, but with a Philly edge. The kind of night where every punch gets the room going. So, use promo code PHLY when you check out to score your tickets and get in on the action. March 20th at the Fillmore. Come out and support the Philly Smoke as they take on the New York City Attitude. Get your tickets at teamboxingleague.com and use code PHLY. Spring is back. And you know what that means? Rita's is back as well. That's right. It's the sweet sound of Rita's season. And all your favorite frozen treats are back and they're better than ever. Nothing, and I mean nothing, hits like our first refreshing Italian ice of the season. Or maybe you're a frozen custard person. Smooth, creamy, perfect every time. And if you really want to do it right, go with a gelati. Layered, just the way you like it. Sun's out, flavors are popping, and it's officially treat yourself season. And don't forget to download the Rita's app. New app users get a free small gelati, ice, or custard with their first purchase. That's free happiness waiting just for you. So come on in to Rita's and make this season the sweetest one yet. With ice, custard, and happiness. Treat yourself to a scoop of happiness today. Be cool. Go to Rita's. Learn more at ritasice.com. EJ, that was that. Tar of Terror. Welcome back to the PHLY Eagles podcast. Fran, EJ, and Bo. I've written a little something for you.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just fun. For now.
Can we set a light goal for you to stop?
Fran Duffy's draft guide. Man, is it wise. Each prospect nuggets. A fun new surprise. Rankings. Reports. News of all sorts. The sticky proof. Fran did all these guys.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Really hate that. How many more of these do we have?
Stay tuned to find out. There's one more I got to finish. I've got one done. I'll get the other one later.
That was good. That was good.
Okay. Yes.
You threw me
I'm
off
all ears.
on that one. Yeah,
Who's your favorite Patrick?
my favorite Patrick. I mean, you have Sir Patrick Stewart. Good one.
Oh, we're not doing Eagles Patricks?
Do whatever kind of news you want.
I mean, there's only a couple of Eagles Patricks.
Well, it's actually interesting.
The Patrick that came to my mind is not, this isn't my answer. It's just funny that this is the first one that popped in my head. Patrick Star from SpongeBob.
Okay. Gotta remember he's younger.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a Patrick Star?
I believe there have only been 3 Eagles named Patrick. First name Patrick.
Okay.
2 of them are on the thumb. You got Patrick Robinson, of course, probably at the top, given his contributions to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Patrick Johnson, the great Patrick Johnson, dear friend of mine, like Patrick
Of
Johnson.
course.
And you got Patrick Chung. Not a good season. However, did you know Brian Dawkins's middle name is Patrick?
You want me to,
I did not
try
know
that
that.
one for you? Brian Dawkins?
Thank you for making me feel better.
Yeah, I did not know.
But there's another player whose middle name is Patrick, who played for the Eagles. And on this day, this is an unbelievable name for him to have. True, his name, Happy Feller.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Wee little Happy Feller.
Shout out to Evan in the chat. Also, I mean, Patrick Phoenix.
Pat Phoenix.
No, that's my favorite Patrick.
But
Also, shout
he
out
goes
to
by Pat.
yeah.
Is he
Oh
really a
no,
Patrick?
I think Pat counts.
I think Pat counts.
His name's Patrick.
I don't know.
Shout out to another Eagles.
Do we really think his name's Patrick?
No, I mean,
I don't think it is.
that is a good point.
If you do, I've got a bridge to sell you.
What about Padraig? Does that count?
No.
Oh no, it doesn't count.
Because
Oh, the famous Eagles named Patrick.
well, no, I wasn't going Eagles. I was. What's the golfer's name? Is it
Buddy Harrington.
Padraig? Yeah, Harrington.
Yeah. That's
like
the next Patrick you think of.
I'm just trying to think of obscure
All right.
Patricks.
Swayze.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who that is. He doesn't know. Patrick.
I do know how.
Who is who is Patrick Swayze?
He's an
I'm
actor.
calling it. Yeah. Well, okay. What's he in?
I know what it is. Let's see. Let's see if I've seen any of his movies.
Oh my god. If you've seen more from Patrick Starr than Patrick Swayze.
Oh, that's no question. I have definitely seen more of Patrick Starr than Patrick Swayze. What are we talking about here?
Any Patricks in the draft?
No. I can think of.
Yeah, you might be right.
I'll do a quick little.
I got
I can do a quick little search. I've been recently putting in all the accepted invites from the Hula Bowl, the American Bowl, the CGS game, like all the other like smaller all-star games. So there's a bunch of names that just got added in there. So there might be a Patrick. There might be hiding.
I got a question for you while you look up the Patricks.
Okay.
And maybe you can chime in here too. Is it me or did Omar Cooper jump into the first round a little more aggressively than was originally anticipated?
No Patricks.
I'm seeing him like mid-first now.
He's a good player, and it wouldn't shock me because I think receivers go earlier than we think, and I think especially in this draft where if people are going to be like arguing about who the best players are and things, I think that it's probably likely that the premium positions, so wide receiver, tackle, those guys, there's just going to be a run there. And so if you told me that Omar Cooper Jr. ended up as I don't even know who's picked, like the 20th pick as the 26th pick, that wouldn't shock me. The 23rd pick wouldn't shock me.
Really?
Sure, why not?
I feel like there are guys you like better there than him for the Eagles.
Probably. I mean,
Casey Concepcion is there. I know you've mocked him there before.
I have like near identical grades on Mekhi Lemon, Casey Concepcion, and Omar Cooper Jr. Like the exact grade on all three guys.
And a lot of people
essentially
wouldn't like that you have Mekhi Lemon graded the same, but
You hate the guy.
I don't hate. He's
just
my
watch the film.
yeah. He's my Oh man, that's a.
You think he won't get on the field?
What's that?
He's like
He's a lemon.
He's a lot like
It's a little
Charlie
citrus.
Kolar, where like
No citrus. That's good.
he's a lot like Charlie Kolar, where like the guys who like study the film.
He's nothing like Charlie
think
Collar. He's
critically-
caught the ball before in
think
his life.
critically. They actually know football. They have a different opinion than the consensus. The
The consensus of Charlie Collar.
yeah the
Give me a
casuals
break.
over here.
There are two Patricks in this draft class.
Ah.
All right. So actually, shout out to our supporters on YouTube. If you were a member of our supporters club, you got a video last week.
That's right.
The worst players in the draft, and the worst edge rusher, the lowest ranked edge rusher I've studied so far is LSU's Patrick Payton. So he is on there. Patrick
Apologies
Payton.
to his family.
Sorry. And then there was a corner from the University of Ottawa. It's a phenomenal name. Patrick Cumberbatch.
That's a fantastic name.
6'1", 192. Was at the CGS at the Collegiate
terrible
Gridiron
player,
Showcase.
gotta be.
I mean, but shout out to them. Mekhi Lemon's a fine player. I don't hate him.
I never said you hated him.
I know.
Yeah.
Producer Lindsay. How you fixed up this place.
Oh no.
The graphics. The segments. Done with trademark grace. But you in the chat, do keep in mind that you sickos shan't dare see her face.
I like the first few lines. Lindsay's been doing a great job.
It's much cleaner than mine. Thankfully.
Thankfully.
A toast now to EJ.
Can I leave? Can I just leave? I don't want to hear this.
Our delicate flower.
What does that even mean?
Every weekday, you help fill up the hour.
I do.
A sweet lad you are, from near and to far.
Charlie Collar.
From your top to your bottom of power.
Oh, I'm disappointed it wasn't Charlie Collar. I thought for sure. That could have been worse. I appreciate it.
So 3 nice limericks.
That's all I've got.
That's good. You didn't write one for yourself? Was I supposed to write one for him, Lindsay?
Some people show their love that way, some others don't.
Couldn't even make it 15 minutes.
Me doing an Irish accent for the first 30
That's
minutes
true.
of the show
Very good point.
is so much me showing my love.
That's
for you.
really more just you being a man and answering to the sickos.
Yeah, by your rubric.
No,
You're the
you
one who
said
gave
it.
the number.
No, you
I'm
said
saying that me committing to it for as long as I did was really me showing you how much I care about you.
The shirt was showing you how much you care about me.
Yeah.
This
was Lindsay's
this
idea,
was
though. I
you
can't take
looking
credit
for
for that.
an out from something you did yourself.
he's not wrong on that one.
I don't have a rebuttal. I appreciate all the likes on the video. I did not know that 400 likes was possible. Now that we know, like the video.
It's a bit of a.
What are we doing
You
here?
should all be ashamed of yourself. You could have been liking it the whole time.
Yeah, like think about how that makes us feel. Seeing what you guys are capable
Literally,
of.
you got to make EJ make a fool of himself to get 400 likes.
Yeah. You know what it is? And I will take this back. I've said before, like, oh man, I'm really good at different accents. I'm good at saying specific words in different accents. I am not good at talking in different accents at all.
Yeah,
I think it's
really
an important lesson for us all to have learned today.
This is growth. Yeah.
Do not need to be an Eagles insider to figure that one out.
Do we have any super chats left? I believe we've missed a couple. Joe Rockhead. Ozzy and John Lennon just rolled over. Hot Sistole. What's the cost for Bo to do an accent every Loopy Tuesday?
1,000 likes on a video.
Oh, you've got a good idea. There could be something to this.
1 million likes.
At least, maybe we should sell this. There's got to be a company out there that wants to sponsor a segment, accent segment.
Maybe like a language company, services
like that.
company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's
I
get
like that.
let's get the language something out there. Let's put them to work. This is gold. Printing money. Joe Rock had another one. 200 likes and Bo, EJ, Fran, and the professor do the show dressed and talking like the Beatles.
No.
That sounds like a great Halloween episode.
It's good, but you're gonna need more likes than
How
that.
about 2 million.
2 million. You've really dropped it. Charles Esquire. Bo, apologies if you've already touched on this in the past shows, but what were your top films from 2025?
Oh no.
I'll say top 4 a la Letterboxd. That's a good question. It's the top 3 I could tell you it's probably It Was Just an Accident. It would be Sinners and One Battle After Another. I liked them both quite a bit. Number 4. Very difficult.
F1.
Not F1. Tell you that. Would it be? It's a bit of a jumble there. Marty Supreme, Secret Agent, Hamnet, Begonia. I liked it a bit as well.
Did you guys see the SNL?
To be
skit?
or not to be? Irish dancers.
The SNL skit from this past weekend, where tended to be a certain conservative radio host did the impression of talking about the Oscars and talking about Hamnet. You saying Hamnet in an accent.
Haven't seen it. Let me think about number 4. I'll give you an answer tomorrow.
Just say F1. Just say F1.
It's not F1.
Did you like F1, Fran?
I never saw. I didn't see it.
Oh. You'd like it.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I did text.
I feel like I'm forgetting one. Anyway, the future is bright, and we had a guy the other day come over to me and say, "Hey, I think you should do a show in an Irish accent." And I said his name was Ray. That's not who we're talking about. But the future is bright for the Eagles in the draft, and we've talked about it today. The more we talk about it, the more I think offensive line in the first round.
I would agree with that. if you went wide receiver in the first round, if it is Omar Cooper Jr. or KC Conception or Fran's most hated prospect, Mekhi Lemon, I could see them doubling up on offensive line on day 2. I think that it's going to be a priority for him.
Well, I'll let you guys. We can finish this conversation in overtime.
Lindsay, do you know what's going on? Do you know what
in
just
the
happened?
world is happening right now? All right. I have no idea what the hell's happening right now. What are the chances that they make 4 picks in the first 2 days and
All of them are offense?
no, none of what if would you say that it's more likely that one is an offensive? Do you really feel good that it's going to be multiple offensive linemen in those first 4 picks?
I wouldn't say I
Multiple.
feel great about it. It wouldn't surprise me because of the fact that they need a swing tackle as it currently sits. Maybe they sign Fred Johnson back or somebody else who could be a swing tackle before now in the draft, but I think they could use succession planning at both offensive tackle and in the interior line. So it wouldn't shock me. I wouldn't say I maybe would put it 30 or 40 turkeys. I wouldn't say it's more likely than not.
Yeah, it's I don't know how to feel about it. It's good. Like I said, I do think that it's going to be mostly offense, certainly in the first day of the draft. But we talked about safety, we talked about pass rusher, we talked about a bunch of different positions. We will continue to do so over the next few weeks. Probably wrap it up. You got anything else?
No, I appreciate you guys liking the video so I could return to my normal self.
Yeah.
I'll put the accent away for a while. But yeah, that's going to do it for us on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Thank you to Lindsay. Thank you to Fran. Thank you to me. Thank you to the leprechaun that seems to not be with us. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.